What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm sure you guys can probably hear a little bit of that in my voice, but I have been like really not feeling very good. So anyway, I'm not gonna dwell on that. We're gonna just jump into this, guys, and get into it here. So yeah, we've had some solar flares. We've also had, hey Karen, good to see everybody. Thank you for the 5 for 5. Sorry I ain't been here for another minute, and exactly, you guys could probably hear it in my voice. I've also been struggling with my hands. I have some really bad, dumb issues. It's hard to type. So, but anyway, I'm not going to sit here and talk about all that. So we're going to get into this. Hey, Jeremy. All right. So what do we got going on? Well, we got flares. We've got Starlink. Check this out, guys. Oops, wrong one. Check that out.
What is crack-a-lackin',
Uh-oh.
everybody? Hope
Hold on.
everybody's doing okay.
Hey, that's a rookie mistake, man. No, see, I mean, I just got to go all the way back to my roots, to my rookiness. I might just go back to doing all my videos on a stinking broken phone. How about that? Let me just do that. I tell you what, life seemed a heck of a lot simpler. Anyway, hey Cat, good to see ya. Sage Pup, Daniel, what's up? Okay. Okay, Daniel, that's interesting. Hey, Maya, good to see everybody. I know my last one was on the earthquake stuff that was going on. And again, guys, I'm not the earthquake guy. I tried to cover that as best as I could, but you know, it just is what it is. All right, so oops, did that again. I need to just move that one over to the end. Let's just do that. All right, here we go. So we got the Starlink the great Starlink re-entry event. This happened. I reported on this. I think most everybody in our community did. What do you got going on there? You got Generation 1 Starlinks re-entering. That's a very normal thing. But we're going to talk about this in a little bit more detail here in just a minute. But what it's doing, guys, is it has a compound in it that, let's see, what's it say here? Yeah, 30 kilograms of aluminum oxide vapor every time one of those things burn up. And aluminum oxide erodes ozone. So they're obviously, now we have issue with that. You know, that's going to be an issue that this is not going to go away. Anytime you use this word right here, and I'm not even going to say it again, okay, because it just gets smacked in the algorithm. It gets labels put on your videos and everything else. But as you can see there, guys, it's yeah. Also, guys, is anybody filtering in here? I may do a members only after this. If you guys are interested in that, somebody's going to have to let me know. I'm not going to do it real late if nobody, because it is kind of late already. If nobody's going to be able to make it, I'm just going to wait until tomorrow. But I am doing one tomorrow. So if I don't do one tonight, I may even do one tomorrow. It just depends. But I'm not going to commit to it, because every time I commit to something like that, guys, I always fail. And Christina, Miss Dragon, tried to get me to quit doing that a while back, and I should have. And I just, yeah, I just want to be here every day, and sometimes I just can't make it happen. But it just, and I am going to. This is a priority for me right now. So, but it is what it is. I literally couldn't talk for a couple days, so couldn't do anything there. Anyway, Starlink. Here you go. Check this out. You guys can get these. You can go. You can go over here to spaceweather.com, which is where I got this article from. But there's a link inside, a hyperlink to Heavens Above right here. It's a 3D Earth map. Okay, this is real time. Okay, these are all the Starlink satellites. Now I know I'm pretty sure that ILEA has Starlink. And with that being said, she probably knows how to access this stuff anyway, especially if she's got the system. She's probably more up on this than what I am. But you can come over here, just for us that don't have it, you can see the satellites moving. Okay, let me zoom in here a little bit, and you'll see them start to move. And what's interesting to me is, number one, you can see how many. Now that was the goal, right? They're trying to put a whole web around our planet so you can have uninterrupted internet access, right? So you can come click on any of these and it'll give you its orbital path. Now, we see these Starlink trains as they go through the sky, right? Well, this is what you're seeing. You can follow this line, and you could probably find some satellites here that are on the, see? Those two are on the same exact orbital path. So there's your Starlink trains, okay? They're going through the sky. You can come over here and track them. Look at that. Now, if I go off a little bit, it's going to change the one that's over doing that, see? So I just thought it was cool. I would highly suggest anybody that's interested in any of this stuff to, you can zoom in here. This is a 3D globe map too, so you don't have to stay right here. Watch. Whoop. Now, I did find it interesting. If you look right here, do you see how concentrated it is over here? And when I come back over to here, you see how not concentrated it is? Just let your eyes kind of fall onto the continent of Africa here. And you see how you got a lot of missing areas here? But if you come over here to the States, you see what I mean? And obviously that's done for a reason. I also found it interesting. Look at all these over the North Pole. Now, I would imagine that that's probably necessary. And the reason why is because I'm not sure if these are all in the same path. Yeah, those are all in the same orbital path. So those are going north-south. Now they're trying to get internet access to definitely people that do not have, wired internet up here. There's no way. So that's what they've got going on over here. Also, you would think they would have a bunch over the oceans, and they do. So I just found it interesting. If you guys, just come over here and check this out. Click it. Are we buffering again? Are you serious, man? What the heck is going on? What is happening here? My internet access is crap again. Are we good? Are we getting any better at all there? I mean, what is going on with that? I just don't understand it. So, I'm going to have to do this. Just going to kill that part of it. And, yeah, I don't know what's happening there. It's just eating up my internet somehow. I don't know why. We 5 for 5 now? Alright, let me see what I can do about my end of it here. I just don't even know what to say. This really makes me upset, to be honest with you. Alright, so you guys 5 for 5. You had to restart. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It seems as though as we get going here every day, it seems like it's doing that to me for some reason, and I got to figure it out. I can literally see my internet like jump down. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out there. It's not my computer setup or anything. It's my internet access is somehow just crap. I'm wondering if my daughter ain't in there running a bunch of crap in her room. That's probably what's going on. But it just is what it is. So, all right. So if we're good, I'm going to, yeah, we'll try it again here, okay? So I am sorry about that, guys. What the heck? Man, I tell you guys, I'm about to... Wow. Okay. I mean... Yeah. So let me try this. I'm sorry, I have to get my stuff pulled back up. It all went to hooty hoo on me there for a minute. All right, are you guys back? Okay, okay, Kelly. Thank you for that. All right, guys, here we go. All right, back to it. I don't want to sit here and just like, do all that. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit more in detail here in just a minute, and obviously we will be going over this. Okay, yeah, this is flares. We've had some pretty decent flares. We've actually had a CME here that popped off with the flare. It does look like that could be coming at us. It may or may not. It's still up in the air. So we'll take a deeper look at that. So yeah, let me go ahead and so this is SDO, and we'll get into what SDO is to here in just a second. But this is the sun. We had let's go with this right here. Okay, wham. See that right there? Right there in the middle? Let me we'll find right there. There's the biggest flare. Now it was right in front of us. That's your strike zone. Okay? So take that for what it's worth. Now, we back this up and yeah, so that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to go ahead and just dive into it, I guess. And yeah, I got a little new intro thing here I'm going to try. So we're going to try this. Let's try. Here we go. Alright, so let me know how you guys like that. That was pretty cool, I thought. Anybody else think that was cool? I don't know if you guys thought that was cool or not, but that's I figured I would try. I'm working on stuff in the background, trying to better the quality of the stream and everything. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing here. Hey, Donald, what's up? Donald's wages. Okay, I'm not sure if we're related at all, but there you go. How you doing, bud? I'm not sure if I think we've talked before here online. I don't think we're related. We could be, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, you guys like that? Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, sweet. I got a little outro thing too. I'm gonna do at the end. I made an outro video too. It's very short. I made them like 10 seconds or less. So. That's just what we're doing here. Yeah. Now, let's go ahead and, okay, so, flares. We had a flare yesterday, decent size. We've been getting these M-class flares. They haven't all been directed at us, but a couple of them have. This right here hit. This did cause radio blackouts. We can actually use this, the Starlink map for that. Okay, the radio blackouts happened on the day side, so you can simply go here and look at the time when it happened, and this one actually was almost like a M5 almost. Like it came in at an M4, I think, but we were almost at an R2 radio blackout for that. That's significant. Okay, so this particular I thought I already had that started up. I must have X'd out of that. Daggone it. Okay, well, we'll do it again. There it is. So the one that happened right here. Now you can see, guys, the sun's very active. We've had a lot of activity on the sun, but a lot of it has not been directed at Earth. And that's why I haven't, been coming on with any kind of short updates or anything like that. My goal is to do a video every day, but it's here as of late, past few months, it's been hard for me. But that is my goal, and I hope to get back to that, and hopefully it starts right now. I'm not going to sit here and commit to anything again, because every time I commit to something, it automatically just falls. So I'm just going to tell you guys I'm going to do my best to be here every day. One thing I will commit to, when we have big events, I will most certainly be on here. Okay? Every time. I've never failed at that, and I never will. So just so you guys understand. Now, listen, we got flares happening. So let's just go ahead and pause that and take that back here. If you guys, any of you guys been around here for a while, if you guys remember, I used to do edited videos, and you know, some of my squirreling wasn't there because I could edit it out, and I'm hoping not to. I'm trying my best not to squirrel even tonight, but I don't always succeed at that either. So you guys can see where these flares are happening. It's right there in the middle. Okay, that was the biggest one. Okay. And like I said, this satellite is in geosynchronistic orbit. It's from our point of view. It's in an orbit over the same part of our planet, and that orbit would actually be right about here. Okay? So that orbit is where it's at, right? Now, with that being said, it orbits our planet at the same time as we rotate around our axis, 15 degrees an hour. So that means that it stays over this part of our planet at all times. But it always keeps its eye on the sun. And every once in a while you'll see the moon go across this. Every once in a while you actually see the Earth pass through. And the reason why is the satellite's on the backside of the Earth. The satellite will rotate its eye to keep its eye on the sun. So kind of like the Lord of the Ring eye. Now, let me do this. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now, again, did that cause the CME that's coming at us? First thing we can do is we look at SOHO. Okay, SOHO is another satellite 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what we are. But again, from our point of view, you have the black disk here. It's an occulter disk. That is a disk that has to be there. 100% has to be there. Okay, if it's not there, it can't block the main part of the sun's light, and it will not get an image at all. That's a physical disc. It's an actual disc on the camera, on the satellite. Okay, so as I push start here, this is just the CME itself, because you can isolate, and I'll show you guys how to do that here in a second. But do you guys see this energy kind of poking around, even around the whole disc? That right there will point to a Earth-directed event. Okay. Now, when you see that energy, we call that a halo. This is more of a partial halo because of this. The majority of it does seem to be at least heading a little to our right. I'm going to say right because east-west is backwards when we're talking about space. I know you guys probably have a hard time understanding that too. You have to pretend you're standing on the sun. Okay? So when I say the west limb of the sun, I'm actually talking about the right side. So I try to use right left when I'm speaking about it, or I'll clarify like I just did. But anyway, as you can see, that's definitely doing its thing. Now, is that a big one? It's not huge. Okay, it's just not. Now what we can do is we can actually, I'm gonna pause that part of it. Come on. Alright. Pause it here. Here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna come back over here to SDO. We're going to change the wavelength of light, and we're going to look at a different gas. Different gases show up in different wavelengths, so we'll let that load, and I'll come back over here, and we'll come back over here to Starlink, the Starlink article. But Dr. Tony Phillips over here at spaceweather.com does a great job reporting. This is the first site I look at when I'm looking at my stuff. He does such a great job. He grabs the main thing that we've got going on. And there you have it, right? So, as I'm looking at this, you got the Earth-directed solar flare, and he just talked about what I just did. Now, he actually shows you a small movie here. I'm not going to click on that because I just showed it to you. But then he talks about the Starlink re-entry thing, okay? This is only going to continue. Now, I'm not sure how many are supposed to fall out every year. I don't know, okay? But they do put out, at least according to this study, 30 kilograms of aluminum oxide vapor each time one of them burns up in our atmosphere. that is a killer of ozone. All right. So, and you guys can read this. It says, put this in perspective. Before first Starlink, because it's eightfold, right? These oxides have increased eightfold since they've been up there, since 2016. Between 2016 and 2022, so they're probably higher now. You know, it just is, especially after that re-entry event. That was after 2022. Because up here, if you look when that happened, that was last year. Well, it was this year, I'm sorry. It was at the beginning of this year. Well, the event started back in 2024, back here. Okay? But there were 500 plus of them that fell out of the sky there. So you can imagine that just dumped a bunch of that iron oxide up in the aluminum oxide vapor up in there. You could take that times, well, that would be, let's see here, that's 30, so it'd be 15,000. Right? 15,000 kilograms of that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's significant just in this one time span. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's, you know, ever going to kill our ozone or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that at all. So, I just don't know. I'm just reporting this to you because I don't know. But it says here, even before the current surge, scientists were sounding the alarm back in 2023. We all know how our government works, right? And I'm not going to get into that, but, you know, you guys can draw your own conclusions on that. You know, if you got certain people at certain levels of certain parts of our leadership, you guys can understand how things can kind of just slip on through, right? I mean, I'm not going to go into that conversation. But, you know, it just is what it is. Now, let's see here. Let me go down. Yeah, well, I got got a few of you in here right now. Sorry about that earlier. If you guys are wanting me to do a members only tonight, I probably can. I would have to do it right after this. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know down there in the chat. Hey, J Foss, good to see you, bud. If you guys are wanting to do that, please let me know. That way, because I don't want to just come on here and do a members only just out of the blue and nobody know about it. And it would be nobody would really be there, and it wouldn't be fair to those that didn't have warning. So, anyway, let me know down there in the chat if you could. Give me a roll call down there too if you could. Okay, so let's go back here to SDO. Just regional roll call. I don't need to know exactly where you're at. Neither does the rest of the chat. Okay, so not that I don't trust anybody here. It's just this is not a safe thing to do on the internet. Just telling everybody exactly where you live. Those of us that have channels, you can't hide it. So just so you know, I don't even try. And that's because we're out here. We're doing this, right? So I mean, doesn't mean that we don't deserve the privacy. I'm just saying that it's almost impossible to. Yeah, let me zip that down a little bit more. So this is looking at ionized helium. And so we look at this when we look at like CMEs popping off, because the dark areas are the plasma areas, and this one picks it up really, really well. Okay, so we look at this and we try to find where the flare happened, right there. Now, this isn't going to look too impressive, okay? And let me tell you, but it doesn't mean it's not, okay? So look right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this. Okay, there's a flare. And did you guys see that little, look like a little puff, right? When that happened, boom, right? Now, why can't we see the CME with it? Because if you look down here, you'll see it even react down here. See that kind of get hazy? So there was a CME with this. Now, I don't know if it's going to hit us, okay? It looks like it's going to. Is it going to be a big deal? Absolutely not. Okay? I'm just going to say that. I think Adam's moving, J-Poss. I think that's what's going on. So Just so you know, northeastern Missouri. Hello, R2. What's up? Hot Planet Max. What's happening? Buena Song. Good to see you, Surgery 68. Liverpool. Heck yeah, baby. Love it. Love it, love it. R-Tube 7. Sweet. Loving it. Loving it, loving it. Wisconsin, Florida. What's up, Donald? In Florida. I think we've had a discussion about if we're related. I don't think we are we? Sweet home Alabama. Heck yeah. Nana, what's up, Nana? Minnesota, baby. Washington State. Reflections, what's up? Guys, you guys see those crowns? I'm not sure if you guys understand what those are. That's a little game the chat plays now. YouTube put that there. It's called Top Fans. And if you're active in the chat, if you super chat, if you just talk in the chat, you'll accumulate crowns, and then it'll assign it to somebody who is the most active. Hey, Scrappy, what's happening? So yeah. Anyway, I think that's what's going on though, JPass. JPass. I really don't know. We were actually talking about that in the background, trying to figure out if they were going to go live or not. I doubt at this point, if we haven't had any communication, that they will. But I'm not going to say they won't, okay? Because they could. And we're talking about Marfugal, guys. Anybody doesn't know who Marfugal is, please go over and check out their channel. They're a nightly show that they do, everyday news, alternative news, full bibliography, great people, great fun. Almost everybody here knows who they are. But if you don't, please get over there and check them out. Hey, Andrea. Trish, what's happening, girl? Cheryl. Okay. So, now, this is coming at us, right? Okay? It's not going to be a big deal, I don't think. It just isn't that big. If it was, yeah, you would have seen it here, number one. It would have looked a lot more impressive. If this is something to be concerned about, like really, really concerned about, you would have seen this stuff all the way around. It would have probably been moving a lot faster, and it would have been a lot more bright and intense on this imaging. Okay? So, I'll just say that. But it does look like this may have an Earth-directed component to it. So it doesn't mean it ain't going to be geo-effective and hit the Earth. Okay? If that does hit the Earth, what does that mean? Well, it just means we may end up with a geomagnetic storm. What does that mean? That means that sometimes we will get increased aurora. Low-level storms will get increased aurora and things like that. So sometimes they can make our bodies feel all achy and stuff. Hey, Andrea, thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Let me highlight that for you. Hopefully did that go? I'm not sure if I went or not, but we'll see. We'll see if it did or not. It may not have, because I had to shut that thing off because it was killing I had to turn my YouTube page off. It was yeah. Oh, there it went. Okay, cool. It's still working. Sweet. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah. Jammer, guys, everybody read Jammer's comment. Matter of fact, I want to highlight that. Hey, Hilly, what's going on, bud? Let's see here. Thank you for typing that in there, man. Appreciate you, Jammer. Anyway, I changed that to that one. So we'll guys, read that comment from Jammer. It'll be on screen here in just a minute. I tried to highlight it. Hey, Hilly. Okay, so yep, there it is. Read that one. That'll give you guys info on Adam and Dex. So, anyway, it's just not going to be a big deal. So I just want to make sure that was first and foremost. And I understand that, obviously, guys, we have earthquake stuff happening. Volcanoes, all those things, right? So we're going to take a look over here at USGS just to see what's going on right now. Now, anybody with half with breath in their body has to understand that the activity we're seeing right now is not a normal thing. Okay? This is a definite uptick. This is a definite increase in seismic activity and strength. The big one we had over here was the 6th biggest one ever recorded. Okay, it's not to say it's the sixth biggest earthquake ever to hit the Earth. Okay, and it's just since we've been able to record them. So keep that in mind. That's important to delineate between those two. If you don't, then you're doing yourself a disservice there, and you know it just is what it is. But yeah, so if we hit that, that's one of the earliest ones. So you're gonna. This is USGS. This is the Ring of Fire, and there, you know, we've got volcanoes popping off too, guys. And I can take you to some volcano sites. I'm not going to tonight, but you can definitely see them when these big ones happen. I mean, we really, to be honest with you guys, this one up here, we really dodged a bullet on the tsunami end of it. That was a huge earthquake, obviously. 8.8. Now it did generate, right? And it did do exactly what we would expect it to do. It traveled all across the Pacific Ocean, right? And it did. I mean, we've seen wave heights increase all the way across. You know, did we have big, massive event? No. So that right there should tell you that certain conditions and certain earthquakes that happen in certain areas have a better chance of producing tsunamis, even though they might not be as strong. Okay? Now, we all remember the one that happened over here, right? I mean, and that one was nowhere near that size. I kind of forget what size it was. I think it was like a 7 something over here. So, yeah. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So if you guys have any idea, you know, this one here, and this is something new too. I want to show you guys this. You see this? That was in New Jersey. They highlight that, even though it's very, very small earthquake, they highlight that because that is not a normal place to be having an earthquake. We're seeing a lot of those over here. So, and you can go back and look at this yourself if you want. But this is not, and then there was one there. That one's because it was decent size. You know, that this area down here is definitely an area we do see earthquakes. Okay, but just notice this by the size of the dots here, that they're just bigger. Most of these are bigger than normal. That's what I'm trying to say. We've had a 4-pointer in Los Angeles the past few days. Get over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates, and he'll help you out there too. Okay, he does a great job reporting on all this. Now, again, guys, I'm going to do my best to be back tomorrow. I don't really have a whole lot more tonight. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. Sorry about that buffering. I don't know why it's doing that. It seems like it's doing it almost at the exact same time in my streams. So I don't know what's going on with that buffering part. I don't know if it's because I got, you know, my signal just cuts out. My Wi-Fi, it's low now. And I can see my internet signal is just low. I don't know what's going on with that. So we'll check that out at a later time. But I'll probably just have to run it like I've been doing it here, and we'll do this. But as you can see here, guys, I'll talk about this one time here. We had the flare. We do have another CME that was kind of popped out there, but it was kind of small, so I don't think it's really going to give us much of an issue either. They are saying this one here is going to come pretty quickly. So that's 700 kilometers per second. That's pushing about 1.5 million miles per hour, close to it, maybe a little faster than that. So when that stuff hits us, that's plasma. It hits Earth, and then we start getting hit. But yeah. Hey, Steven, good to see you. But yeah, guys, so stick around here, check out this. I'm gonna run an outro real quick, and we're gonna do it like that, okay? I got a new outro. I figured I'd try it just to see if everybody likes it or not. And they are very, very short, okay? So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to do a members only tomorrow. I didn't see too much wanting to do that in the chat tonight because it is kind of late. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and yeah, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.